Imagine living to be 100, not just surviving but with energy, lucidity, and health. This is not fiction. It is the reality of one of the world's longest living populations, the Japanese. The secret is not in the pharmacy or a fad diet. It lies in a biological mechanism your body already possesses, a reset button, that science calls autophagy. A process so revolutionary that it earned the Nobel Prize in Medicine for a Japanese scientist, Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi. The bad news: 99% of people keep this button switched off due to the excesses of modern life. The good news: today you will learn how to turn it back on. I will present the complete Japanese longevity code, based on 3 pillars of pure science and ancient tradition, but now delving into the biological engineering behind each one. What is autophagy engineering? What is autophagy? In Greek, it means self-eating. It is your cellular cleanup crew. It dismantles old cells, defective proteins, and toxic components, the metabolic waste that, when accumulated, causes aging and disease. By recycling this material to generate energy and create brand new cells, autophagy is an inside-out detox that reverses aging. Autophagy is your deepest defense against the 4 main causes of aging and cellular death: genomic instability, telomere shortening, mitochondrial dysfunction, and, crucially, the accumulation of senescent cells. The goal of this video is practical and deeply scientific. We will dive into each pillar with details, molecular mechanisms, and tips on how to apply this to your routine starting today. If you are here, it is because you seek not just to live longer but to live better. Stay with me. Pillar 1. The Plate Philosophy, Hara Hachi Bu. The first pillar is the simplest and, ironically, the most difficult for the Western world. Hara Hachi Bu. The golden rule of Okinawa. Stop eating when you are 80% full. The science of mild caloric restriction. Why 80%? When we eat until complete satiety, we activate the metabolic pathway known as mTOR, target of rapamycin. mTOR is the nutrient sensor that tells the cell, we have abundance. It is time to grow and reproduce. Although mTOR is crucial for growth in youth, its chronic activity in adulthood is the biggest accelerator of aging because it inhibits autophagy. Stopping at 80% creates a state of mild caloric stress, or hormesis. This gentle restriction of calories inhibits mTOR and simultaneously activates AMPK, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase, and sirtuins, known as the longevity genes. AMPK is the cell's energy sensor, and when activated it says, resources are low. Time to clean, repair, and save energy. The coordinated activation of AMPK and sirtuins is what turns the autophagy button back on, causing the cell to begin internal cleanup and enter survival and repair mode. Hara Hachi Bu versus sirtuins, the focus on DNA. Sirtuins, particularly SIRT1, are enzymes that act as guardians of the genome. They are dependent on NAD+, a coenzyme that decreases with age. The mild caloric restriction of Hara Hachi Bu increases the NAD+/NADH ratio, energizing SIRT1. SIRT1 has 2 main functions for longevity. DNA stabilization. It repairs breaks and damage in DNA, protecting genetic material. Protein deacetylation. It removes chemical groups that silence repair genes, ensuring the cell maintains its youthful function. By practicing Hara Hachi Bu, you not only control intake but also genetically activate your own anti-aging defense mechanisms, mimicking the effects of a survival diet, but without malnutrition. Case study: Dr. Shigeki Hinohara and the Theory of Time. The most inspiring model is that of Dr. Shigeki Hinohara. He was one of Japan's most respected doctors and worked actively until age 105. His life philosophy was simple. He followed Hara Hachi Bu, ate lightly, and was always busy. He viewed excess food as the greatest enemy of longevity, not just for the caloric load but for the time. The time the body spends digesting is time it is not repairing. The gut-brain connection, vagal axis. How does the gut connect to this? Hara Hachi Bu drastically reduces intestinal inflammation, known as subclinical inflammation or inflammaging, aging inflammation. Less digestive overload means less release of lipopolysaccharides, LPS, from the gut wall into the bloodstream. This reduction in inflammation calms the vagus nerve, the phone line connecting the gut to the brain. A calm vagal signal leads to a dominant parasympathetic nervous system, which means lower cortisol, less anxiety, and an improved mood. Hara Hachi Bu is, therefore, an act of neuromodulation. Practical tips for the 80%. How to implement this today. Eat slowly and without distractions. It takes 20 minutes for your stomach to signal to your brain that it is full. Your sense of satiety is delayed. Stop, breathe and wait. Use smaller plates. Plate psychology is real. Serving smaller portions on smaller plates tricks the brain, giving the illusion of a more substantial meal. Stay busy after eating. Dr. Hinohara was always busy. The desire to eat more, the second wave of hunger, is usually mental. Idleness leads to consumption. Pillar 1 is the foundation, control. If you do not master Hara Hachibu, the other pillars will be much harder. Pillar 2, the repair rhythm, intermittent fasting. The second pillar is the most powerful tool for turning on the reset button that Dr. Osumi discovered, intermittent fasting. The metabolic switch in the autophagy window. Intermittent fasting means having time windows where you do not eat. This is not starvation, it is giving the digestive system a forced rest. It is the repair window. When the body is not digesting, it shifts focus. Intermittent fasting forces the body to make a metabolic switch. It stops burning glucose as its primary fuel and starts burning fat, producing ketone bodies. This switch has two powerful effects. AMPK/sirtuin activation. Just like Hara Hachibu, the lack of glucose and insulin activates AMPK and SRT1, inhibiting mTOR and triggering autophagy. Brain signaling. Ketone bodies, particularly beta-hydroxybutyrate BHB, are a much cleaner energy source for the brain than glucose and act as signaling molecules, increasing the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF is literally the brain fertilizer. It stimulates neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, and strengthens synapses, improving memory, focus, and resilience against stress. Intermittent fasting is, therefore, the fastest way to optimize brain function through autophagy. Japanese protocols and deeper dive. While studies indicate that significant autophagy begins between 16 and 24 hours of fasting, traditional Japanese protocols focus on sustainability and moderation, complementing Hara Hachibu. 12-hour fast, circadian rhythm optimization, dinner at 8 p.m., eat at 8 a.m. Essential for everyone. This ensures digestion stops before the sleep repair cycle, optimizing the secretion of melatonin and growth hormone, GH. 16-hour fast, mild autophagy optimization, dinner at 8 p.m., eat at noon. Dr. Hiromi Shina popularized the 16-hour mini fasting. This is the sweet spot for most people seeking maximum repair benefits without the stress of prolonged fasts. 5:2 fasting. 5 days of normal eating with Hara Hachibu, and 2 non-consecutive days with severe caloric restriction, 500 to 600 calories. Although a variation, it achieves the same goal of creating periods of metabolic stress to induce autophagy. Fasting and brain aging, neuroprotection. Fasting-induced autophagy is vital for the brain because it performs neurocellular cleansing. It eliminates misfolded junk proteins that accumulate and are linked to neurodegenerative diseases, such as beta-amyloid plaques in Alzheimer's and alpha-synuclein aggregates in Parkinson's. If fasting does not occur, the waste accumulates and cognitive function declines. It is the preventive maintenance of your memory and focus. Tips for fasting success. What to drink. Water, teas like green tea, and coffee without sugar or milk. The secret to not feeling hungry, hydration and patience. Add a pinch of sea salt to your water to replenish electrolytes and prevent headaches. Remember, you are turning on the healing process. The hunger you feel is the body transitioning to fat burning, a sign that autophagy is preparing to begin. Pillar 2 is time. By controlling when you eat, you control when your body heals and regenerates. Pillar 3, the healing fuel, intelligent nutrition. The third pillar defines the quality of your longevity, intelligent nutrition. What do you put in your mouth when the eating window is open? The Okinawa diet, a study in nutritional density. The key is the traditional Okinawa diet, which is a model of low caloric density and high nutritional density. The dietary staple is not white rice as many think, but the Okinawan sweet potato, purple. This tuber is rich in fiber and antioxidants, keeping glucose levels stable. The diet is focused on vegetables, sea algae rich in minerals and iodine, fish in moderation, whole grains and the power of fermented foods. Foods like miso, fermented soybean paste, natto, fermented soybeans, and pickles are packed with probiotics and postbiotics that build robust gut flora. The consumption of natto in particular is notable. It contains the enzyme nattokinase, linked to cardiovascular health and the prevention of clots, an important factor in longevity. The liquid morning routine and modified fasting. Dr. Yumi Ishihara, personal physician to the Prime Minister, popularized the routine that optimizes autophagy. He advocated a modified fast, the liquid morning. To gently break the fast and sustain the benefits of autophagy, he suggested carrot or apple juice, rich in antioxidants and phytochemicals. Consuming vegetable juice and not overly sweet fruit juices minimizes the insulin spike, keeping AMPK activated for longer. Black tea with ginger and brown sugar. In minimal quantity, ginger is a powerful anti-inflammatory, and tea is an antioxidant. It is a gentle fast breaker that nourishes without overwhelming. Compounds that turn autophagy on and off. Intelligent nutrition uses foods that promote chemical hormesis, turning on longevity genes. Compound activator. Food source biochemical mechanism. Curcumin turmeric activates AMPK, indirectly inhibiting mTOR and inflammation, NFKB. Epigallocatechin EGCG, green tea matcha, activates autophagy, acts as a powerful mitochondrial antioxidant. Resveratrol dark grapes, peanuts directly activate sirtuins, RT1. Mimicking caloric restriction. Berberine barberry, philodendron known as natural metformin, inhibits mTOR and improves insulin sensitivity. What turns autophagy OFF? Refined sugar, white flour, and processed vegetable oils. These cause insulin spikes that are the biggest enemy of cellular cleansing. Insulin, when high, is the most potent abundance signal to mTOR, shutting down the repair process. Pillar 3 is the fuel. Use whole foods, avoid what causes inflammation, and use Japanese superfoods to boost autophagy and your gut. Bonus pillar, the mind pillar. Ikigai and social longevity. The science of longevity is not just biology but also psychology and sociology. The population of Okinawa and other blue zones, areas with a high concentration of centenarians, share a vital fourth pillar. Ikigai and social connection. Ikigai, reason for being. Japanese centenarians have a strong sense of purpose. They do not retire from their lives. They find meaning in helping family, their hobbies, or small daily tasks. Having an ikigai keeps the brain engaged, reducing stress and protecting against cognitive decline. Moai, social support circle. In Okinawa, people are part of moai, small social groups that support each other financially and emotionally throughout life. Social isolation is a risk factor for mortality as great as smoking. Social connection reduces inflammation and keeps the stress system under control. The stress connection. Chronic stress releases cortisol. Chronic cortisol destroys the intestinal wall, leaky gut, and inhibits cellular repairs. Therefore, a solid purpose and community are essential for maintaining the autophagy system optimally. Peace of mind is the foundation of cellular peace. Conclusion and next steps. Longevity is a choice. You have just received the complete Japanese longevity code, now with detailed science. It is not a diet, it is a lifestyle that harmonizes science and tradition. 1. Hara Hachibu. 2. Intermittent fasting. 3. Intelligent nutrition. 4. Ikigai and moai, purpose and connection. Aging is not just an accumulation of years, but an accumulation of cellular damage. Autophagy is your repair mechanism waiting to be activated. To start, do not try to change everything at once. I propose a 7-day challenge. Start with the 12/12 fast. Ensure 12 hours of digestive rest overnight. Practice Hara Hachibu. Eat until 80% full for at least one meal a day. Swap your soda/processed juice for green tea. Use EGCG to turn on your longevity genes. Define your ikigai. Write down 3 things that give you a reason to get out of bed tomorrow. Living longer is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of biological choice. Make the decision today to start the cellular cleanup. If this video inspired you, leave your like so YouTube shows this secret to more people. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to not miss the next video, where we will detail an exercise plan and how exercise optimizes AMPK to boost autophagy even further.